So I've been waiting for these for a long time. These are from my Volvo, and these are from Yother.com. I'll put a link down in the description. I bought these. I'm somewhere around $175 for the set. These are rear tow arms. The stock tow arms on the Volvo S60, and probably that entire generation of vehicle, are weak and they're kind of annoying to set tow. So, enter these. These are actually turnbuckles. So if you turn this one way or another, you can lengthen or shorten this here, and if you want to set tow properly on your vehicle, then this is probably going to be the best way to do it. I don't know why Volvo didn't do it this way to begin with, but this is the actual proper mechanical way to set rear tow. Just looking at them, I mean, they look pretty nice, but there really aren't very many options. I think IPD had a set, and TKI Motorsports had a set, and I don't think TKI Motorsports is around anymore. But I found these at Yother, and I couldn't find them anywhere else, so that's basically the option right now. The thing that most impressed me about these is one simple thing. If you take this off, and rub your finger on that, that's anti-seize. Now, I was going to put some anti-seize on here myself, but guess what? I don't have to. I love anti-seize, and for this to come from the factory, as far as I can see, is the right way to do it. And I'm rarely greeted with products that come proper from the factory in any way, shape, or form, whether it be cars or chainsaws or whatever. So to have something that is properly lubed at the factory, I think is just that added nice little touch that just makes it right. Haven't installed them yet. We'll see how that goes, whether it's smooth or not. So let's go out to the car and see if I can get these installed and see how easy or difficult that whole process is. Obviously, when you're doing installations like this, you got to refer to manuals and torque settings and all that stuff, so I will try to be as thorough as possible as far as that goes. And what else? Obviously be as safe as possible. If you're doing these rear tow arms, then you obviously need to use jack stands and make sure the car is up properly and safely. I take no responsibility for idiots that are not using proper lifting techniques on their car. So let's go out to the car and see what it takes to actually install these. So because the camera angle here is going to be a little difficult, I'm going to do this in pieces parts for you. According to Yother, who these come from, these turnbuckles here are for off-road use only. So there is that disclaimer, please pay attention to that. Also, obviously, you need proper jack stands and whatnot if you're going to be doing this properly. I'll just do one side here, and it should give you a pretty good idea of what's going on. I don't even know how you're supposed to get to that. How are you supposed to do that? So the first thing you're supposed to do is actually measure the current distance between the center of the bolts, which honestly looks kind of difficult. 20 and 5/8. Just looking at this whole thing here, I don't think that's going to be the hardest part of the day. 20 and 5/8. Okay, so let's set it to 20 and 5/8. So I've got this set to 20 and 5/8. It looks like it's pretty near the limit, though, of what it can do. Kind of curious how much further out those bolts go. Let's find out. Looks kind of like it's like on the limit. So let's set it to where it should be. And then I'm going to just undo it. So I was thinking that it was at the limit. It's not. Okay, that's good. So we have at least another ½ inch of thread in there beyond where stock is, or where it's set currently. So that's good. Let's thread it back. The bolt holes are oriented up towards the roof of the car, and the shorter one goes towards the outer part, towards the wheel. The longer goes towards the inner. So let's see if we can get the bolts off. That's going to be the next thing. I've got 187,000 miles on this car, so it ain't easy sometimes getting bolts apart. On this side it's 17 and 18 millimeters. It looks like this one here is this is not immediately easy. Taking off the wheel might make the difference. Let's see here, 18 millimeter. Put it in here. Tightening. Loosen. That is quite tight. If I took off the wheel, I could probably get the impact on that. It would make at least a little bit more sense. Let's do that. Wheel's coming off. Well, looks like it's easier to get to. No problem. Don't forget to remove this clip here, which is kind of a funky clip. So there's a clip here for the parking brake, and that needs to get released. That will get used later. So 17 and 18 millimeter over here, 18 and 19 here. 18, let's see if it just goes. Good. There we go. So the original setup is with an elliptical washer, and you move the bolt depending on how near or far you want the toe to be. And I'm not convinced that this is the best setup. I think the turnbuckle setup is much better, hence why we are doing this whole job. So now this bolt comes out, and the elliptical washer comes off. And we do not use the elliptical washer, but you do save the bolt. So here's the bolt, and it is an odd shape. So that comes off. So it looks like we're ready to do the installation here. This unit has already been measured. Shorter towards the outside, longer towards the inside. Looks like sure looks like that doesn't want to go over there. It's kind of annoying. Well, I'm gonna have to comment to the company, because these are too tight, a shade, so you're gonna bend them, which is not difficult. I just, you know, it's extra. Be right back. So all I did to bend this, and if you want to bend it in, it's easy, you just hit it with a hammer, but if you want to bend it out, you put a socket in there and a screwdriver or two and just twist. And this will bend up right pretty easy, and it doesn't need much. It really only felt like it maybe needed a millimeter. So let's see if she gets installed now. Yep, that goes. Piece of cake. That goes too. Put the bolt in from the back side, looks like. There we go. Big fan of anti-seize. Well, don't need much. A little bit. 19 millimeter on the back side, then the impact. But you don't want to torque them until this whole unit's on the ground, supposedly. So no torquing, just gentle tight there for now. Otherwise you'll damage the bushings, apparently. Anyway, now we've got this bolt here. It's already got anti-seize on it. Gee, I wonder who did that. Okay. And here's the nut. It has anti-seize on it. 18 millimeter on the nut and 17 millimeter on the bolt. Does not need to be super tight, just needs to be in there good. And we'll torque them when we put this on the ground. Supposedly this parking brake clip goes here. Let's see if that holds true or not. See how to do it. I don't know. It goes upside down. It goes upside down. Just gotta click it into the bottom. And that should go. There we go. Look at that. That holds. Pretty sure that's not like the best, but I guess it'll work. So the torque settings on these both are 67 foot-pounds. And that's essentially how to do that. You just gotta lower it down. Probably onto ramps, that'll be easiest, and put the final torque on them. And then what you do is you drive it right to your local alignment place and get her aligned. And now you got tow arms. The alignment place should be able to take and lock these down for you too. These are, I believe, 28 millimeter. So those get cinched down good, and probably the alignment place will do that. But this is pretty cool that this is actually able to work as good as it does. Just, there you go, tight, very, very nice. Yeah. So other than having other than having to spread this is a seamless install as far as I'm concerned. I will keep everybody apprised of how I like these. I'm just going to go do the other one here. Make sure, absolutely, the jack stands are important, but also you absolutely have to do not lower the car without having this or one of the arms installed. If you lower the car, then this whole thing could twist on you or something. It would be really bad. The whole knuckle will twist. So don't do that. So now I've got the car up on ramps, and this is how it should look. Looks good to me. And right now is the time to get in there and torque these. However, physically getting to the bolt is going to be kind of tough, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But that's how she looks when it's installed. I didn't have much trouble with this side, except that my aftermarket exhaust is kind of close to that bolt, so making it difficult to get in there with the torque wrench. Still, I'll get it figured. The spec is 67 foot-pounds on each of the end bolts, and then immediately take it to the alignment place. So that's how that goes. Hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching. Be careful under a car, and don't forget to subscribe.